All right, YouTube fans, gardening with Vincenzo in his kitchen. Today, I'm going to throw together a non-cooked lasagna noodle lasagna, and we're going to try a little layering of the flavoring. All right, here we go. We've got a aluminum foiled small pan, which is half normal size. We've got 4 eggs. If you want to make this gluten-free, there's your rice. This is a brown rice pasta, but I'm going to make a regular one here, which I've already broken up the size with regular lasagna noodles. And see, these are pre-broken, they're not cooked, and we're just going to build this thing up. Again, layering the flavor in. We're going to add some minced garlic, some mixed Parmesan and Romano. We're going to use a garlic and herb Hunt's pasta sauce. This is pretty economically conscious. And we're going to actually use some low-fat cottage cheese on here to keep the pounds off if we can. We're going to add some cilantro. As I said before, I always add the turmeric. If you add the turmeric, you want to add the pepper. Going to add some Italian seasoning, some basil leaves, and some onion powder. And we are definitely going to throw in couple tablespoons of the minced garlic. Okay, here we go. My cameraman's gonna hand off, and I'm gonna mix this all up right like that, right in the sink. Safe place to do this. So here we go. You just take 1 low-fat cottage cheese. Again, if you were keto, you'd use the whole 4% one. We're going to give her a good shake. I'll save that container. It's a great storage container. We are going to add 2 heaping tablespoons of the garlic. Garlic is good for you. You got 1. 2 big ones. There we go. 2 of those. All right. Garlic. Oh, it smells good. I love garlic. I'm going to grow some this growing season. We're going to add a little bit of our cilantro, just give a couple shakes. I like how it looks in there, and it's very healthy for you. A couple good shakes in there. We're going to add our turmeric right now, just a couple shakes. We're going to add our Italian seasoning. A little bit, not too much. Maybe 1/4 teaspoon. We're going to add some parsley in there. Some parsley. Parsley is probably the most underrated spice that there is up there. I'm definitely going to grow some parsley. We've got some black pepper. Put a little black pepper in there. Again, this is layering of the flavoring. We got some basil leaves. Basil is very good for the digestion. Also tastes wonderful. A little bit of onion powder. Here's the onion powder. A couple shakes. And we have everything that's in there spice-wise. We're going to add 4 eggs. Crack them and smack them. Oh, drop that one. This is live TV, folks. Broke that one too, unfortunately. No shells, though. These are fresh chicken eggs from Rocky the Rooster's lovely ladies. They're always nice, fresh eggs. One of the benefits of having the chickens. I have a lot of fun with them. And I'm just going to add a little bit of warmed up cream cheese in here. That's going to make that nice and creamy. You don't need that expensive ricotta. I always ask what the ricotta should you oughta, you know? Alright, here we go. Gonna mix this all up real nice. Try to blend in that cream cheese. That was microwaved for 30 seconds. I let that come back to just regular room temperature. All that goodness in there. Give her a quick stir. This is a pretty quick, easy recipe to do for you guys at home. Having your lasagna noodles already pre-broke, and they're easy to break when they're hard. If you cook them, you can actually cut them with the scissors and make them a perfect fit. Doesn't that look fabulous, huh? It's a little bit on the, not quite runny, but I haven't added my last ingredient here to the mixture. I wanted to mix all this up first. This is pretty economical, and you'll be pleased with the flavor. All right, here we go with my last ingredient. This is a combination of Parmesan and Romano, and we just got this. This is a fresh one. I'll probably just have to open her up and pop the top. There we go, popping the top. Brand new fresh one. I'm going to use almost half of this in here. That's about a little bit more than a cup in there, so we'll say about a half a cup. Now this will give you that nice Italian zing. Alrighty, let's finish mixing that up. That'll take the runniness out of it. I like to do it in the sink because then you don't have any messes all over your stove and that type of thing. I wanted to get one of those silicone protectors for the oven, but I read my instruction manual for my gas stove and they say don't do that. So that was a nice tip from Sarah at CJ's Keto Kitchen. Lovely Sarah. Always a pleasure watching her cook. She's the color-coordinated keto cooking queen. She'll get a kick. She'll get a smile when she hears that. Good folks, her and CJ. All right, that looks pretty good. Yes, it does. All right, we're gonna bring that up. My cameraman's gonna follow me over here, and we're gonna put this together, layering our uncooked. We're gonna take some Hunt's garlic and herb. Hunt's is pretty, excuse me, inexpensive. You just about $1 a can, and you just want to layer some of that in there. Again, we're layering the flavor in. So just spread him around a little bit, and that way the lasagna noodles will get nice and soft. Alright, we just want to lay those in there. If you have to break them a little bit more while they're hard, just give them a snap. I don't save the pieces. Let's make sure we're good there. Should have had these ones done a little better, but that's okay. Put them down in there. There's a good fit. Well, made all of these a little bit too long. Now, if you were going to make a noodleless lasagna, you could do the same thing, and instead of using the noodles, what you do is put a layer of ground meat on there. I want a little bit more in there. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. Got one little ball of the cheese in there, and now what we're going to do is we're going to just layer a little bit of that grated Parmesan on there, and we're going to take a little bit of sauce, and we're going to try some more here. Now we're going to go this way. Take those edges off, even a little bit more. That one broke too big. We'll use them anyway. It'll work. That one in there. See if he's going to fit. Yeah, he'll fit in there terrific. Alrighty. And keep filming our cameraman. We're going to take some Low mozzarella. Again, if you were doing keto, I think you'd use the whole 4% full one. And every time you lay down a lasagna noodle, you just want to throw a little sauce in there, and that'll hydrate them so it'll be nice and moist and fixed up for you. Again, we're layering the flavor in. It'll congeal all nicely in there. Alrighty, and again, let's find my basil here, which I had. Ran out with the basil. That's parsley. Here's my basil. Give him a couple shakes in there. Again, layering that flavor in. Alright, we got the lasagna noodles. We got those. We're going to put another layer of the mixture. And you want to cook this one on a tray because it's liable to splash over on you. And we again want to add the Parmesan Romano, give it a sprinkle, layering that flavor in. We want to add a little bit of sauce. Don't be afraid to stick it on there. And this will be our final layer of the noodles. That looks good. That looks good. So that took 9, and I saved the pieces for other things here. And we're going to actually throw another layer on there of the rest of the mixture, which is a little different than what most people do. And I'm going to add a little bit more salt. I'm sorry, sauce. And I'm going to throw the last 3 noodles on there. I'll give you a demonstration on how easy these are to break. Now remember, if you wanted to make a gluten-free one, what you would do is use the different lasagna noodles, because that's all that this is here. So we're going to lay him there. So this takes a total of 12 of these after they're broken. And I saved the pieces. So we got that one right there. And we got this one right here. There we go. But I saved the pieces because you can use them. Alright, you want to kind of push that down a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the sauce on here. A real nice layer of the sauce. We're going to take our spoon and just kind of spread her around. Again, layering the flavor in. And again, we're going to take a little bit of our Parmesan and Romano. And we're going to give them a sprinkle, because I like that real nice Italian flavoring. And we're going to take some of our mozzarella and just stick them all in there. I always have to sweep my floor when I'm done cooking, although I'm trying to be very careful. And again, if you have everything in one spot, it always works out better for you. I'm going to take some parsley leaves and give it a sprinkle there to make it look real nice. I like to see the herbs. They're a spice of life. It's nature's vitamin pills. And for those that don't know or haven't heard, I was diagnosed with cancer a couple years ago. So I always make sure that I add turmeric and pepper in almost everything that I cook. And we're going to take a little bit of the basil and stick it on there also. Alrighty, let me do a zoom in on this. Here's what the finished product. After we're going to bake them at 350. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook him for probably, since this is a small one, about 40 minutes. Keep your eye out at 40 minutes. Open it up and take a look. I'm going to wrap the top of this with aluminum foil. And when you bring it out, you may want to, if it looks real nice, great. If you need to add a little bit more cheese on the top, just add some more cheese on the top. And again, for those of you like me who usually do cooking gluten-free, I would have done the same process here. I just would have used the gluten-free noodles. And there's other gluten-free noodles. There's corn, there's the white rice, there's the brown rice. Again, Sarah had a great idea with the noodleless one, and using the ground meat instead of the noodles. Now, I like sausage in mine. My wife knows I love that. She doesn't like the sausage in it, but I take some gluten-free sausage, which you can get those little sausages. There's 4 of them. They're a little bit pricey though, but you can grate them up, grind them up, and just sprinkle them through the lasagna, and it makes it taste great. All right, this is Gardening with Vincenzo in Vincenzo's kitchen. You all have a good one. Thanks for spending some time with me. Try this recipe. It's a good one. You'll be happy.